This presentation is designed to teach you about the Mississippi Educator Code of Ethics. This presentation was developed by the Mississippi Department of Education's Office of Teaching and Leading and is designed for educator and pre-service teacher training. 6 goals outlined in its 5-year strategic plan. These are outcomes that they would like to see by the year 2020. First, all students should be proficient in showing growth in all assessed areas. Next, every student graduates from high school and is ready for college and career. Third, every child has access to a high-quality early childhood program. Fourth, every school has effective teachers and leaders. Fifth, every community effectively uses a world-class data system to improve student outcomes. And sixth, every school and district is rated a C or higher on our accountability system. In accordance with the rules established by the Mississippi State Board of Education, the Mississippi Educator Code of Ethics Standards of Conduct protect the health, safety, and general welfare of students and educators. It addresses ethical conduct, which promotes the health, safety, welfare, discipline, and morals of students and colleagues. Unethical conduct is any conduct that impairs the license holder's ability to function in his or her employment position, or a pattern of behavior that's detrimental to the health, safety, welfare, discipline, or morals of students and colleagues. Any educator or administrator license may be revoked or suspended for engaging in unethical conduct relating to an educator-student relationship, which is Standard 4. Superintendents shall report to the Mississippi Department of Education license holders who engage in unethical conduct relating to educator and student relationships. This module is for educator training purposes only. Ethics training is an important part of the process of educating administrators and teachers to ensure they are adequately prepared to make professional decisions. The Mississippi Department of Education takes ethical violations very seriously. To provide educators with a case study on poor ethical choices, the MDE developed this training module to display behaviors that are not tolerated as an educational professional. All code violations should be reported to the Office of Educator Misconduct. Contact information is shown on this slide. The training provides examples of violations of each standard. All characters, locations, and situations are purely fictional. Any similarities to anyone living or deceased are merely a coincidence. The scenarios in this presentation are not intended to portray any actual school, students, or personnel in Mississippi. In each example, you should see the progression and development of the violation and the consequence of making poor choices, including loss of teaching credentials and, in some instances, jail time. The training includes scenarios and questions after the presentation of each standard. A minimum score of 80% for correctly answered questions is required to receive credit for the course. Professional conduct. An educator should demonstrate conduct that follows generally recognized professional standards. Standard 1 discusses the professional responsibilities of an educator. Since educators hold important positions requiring a high level of public trust and responsibility in working with children, educators are expected to observe high standards of moral and ethical conduct. This prohibits discrimination and promotes collaboration with other professionals and maintenance of positive relationships with colleagues, which will be discussed in the next slides. Under Standard 1.1, ethical conduct includes, but is not limited to, the following: encouraging and supporting colleagues in developing and maintaining high standards in front of students, respecting fellow educators and participating in the development of a professional teaching environment, engaging in a variety of individual and collaborative learning experiences essential to professional development designed to promote student learning, providing professional education services in a non-discriminatory manner, Maintaining competence regarding skills, knowledge, and dispositions relating to his or her organizational position, subject matter, and pedagogical practices. And maintaining a professional relationship with parents of students and establishing appropriate communications related to the welfare of their children. 2. Unethical conduct includes, but is not limited to, the following: harassment of colleagues, misuse or mismanagement of tests or test materials, inappropriate language on school grounds or any school-related activity, physical altercations, and failure to provide appropriate supervision of students and reasonable disciplinary actions. Standard 1, Professional Conduct. Mrs. Dixon has been teaching 6th grade English for several years and is very active in the community and her local church. Recently, a student from another country moved to the area and was placed in her class. Mrs. Dixon disapproves of the student's religious practices. She places him in the back of the classroom and often isolates him. She never calls on him during instruction, nor does she provide additional learning opportunities. Which of the Standard 1 ethical conduct examples does Mrs. Dixon's behavior violate? Take a moment to read the following choices. If you answered C, you are correct. By placing the student in the back of the classroom and isolating him, Mrs. Dixon is not providing professional education services in a non-discriminatory manner and has violated the professional code of conduct. I want you to think about Standard 1 and how you might address ethical issues that may arise in your classroom related to professional conduct. You'll also review the next 2 recordings on the remaining standards. Then you'll go to Canvas and complete the MDE ethics quiz. Remember, you must take the quiz until you attain at least 80% correct. You will have 3 attempts to meet this criteria.